Homosexuals in Tanzania's biggest city, that's Dar es Salaam, are now living in fear. This comes after the commissioner of the country's biggest city announced the creation of an anti-gay surveillance squad. Residents in Dar es Salaam have been ordered to report gay people to a hotline. Homosexuals are being threatened with arrest from today. Now, homosexual acts are illegal in Tanzania and across most of our continent. Our East Africa correspondent, Isabel Nakirya, is joining us now this morning. Isabel, good morning. Just reading about it from afar, it looks like Mr. Makonda, who is the governor of Dar es Salaam, Paul Makonda, is very serious about this and has already set up a 17-member task team.
Yes, he may be serious, but just about a day ago, we received reports from the Foreign Ministry that that Mr. Makonda is letting out his personal opinion, and that is not the government opinion. So that in itself is a temporary relief. Temporary because we know that President Magufuli, when he came into power in 2015, he came in with a strong mentality to, of course, fight corruption, but on the other side, he was also fighting against freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and of course civic space. So when Mr. Makonda, who is a great ally of President Magufuli, comes in to say that he has received overwhelming response from the public, and he has received so far about 200 names of people who are deemed gay and who he says are going to be punished, a punishment which, if you are found guilty, is like 30 years, which is a very strong, kind of arrest. So when Makonda comes in to say this sparks fear, and so far we've received reports from Tanzania that the gay community are living in fear. They are scared and they are shaken. Some of them say they cannot even move out of the houses. They say that when they move out, that is at night, and of course they are conscious of whoever is following them. But again, there has been overwhelming reactions from human rights organizations. The U.S. Embassy has so far put out a notice warning its citizens in Tanzania, or Dar es Salaam in particular, to watch and review whatever social media posts they put online, and also review their internet footprints. And they've also asked the Tanzanian government to of course report to them if there's been any arrests. We also understand Amnesty International has called on the government to abandon this idea, saying it's a very dangerous path that incites hatred. So for the moment, we think there is temporary relief, but viewing from the past history of the government cracking down on the gay community, arresting people last year, 13 people were arrested, and of course subjected to very cruel and, inhuman exercises like anal examinations, and closing down of HIV clinics that offer services to HIV, to the gay community. It's still endangering lives of people there, and of course causing very much scare.
Now, you say it's a temporary relief, Isabel, but Mr. Makonda has made these statements. How sure can gay Tanzanians be assured, or how sure can they be that nothing will happen? And also, the government, will it stop him from setting up then this 17-member team from the Tanzania Communications Authority, the police and media practitioners, to scour the digital footprint of Tanzanians to see whether or not they are gay?
It's just about 8:30 a.m. in the morning now in Tanzania, and I guess if there is a crackdown, I believe that it should begin in about an hour's time, if that is to happen anyway. So far, we've not yet heard of anything of that kind happening. But the mere fact that the community there is already scared, they already know that their lives are in danger by the statements that Mr. Makonda made, that already in itself makes it a raid in their privacy, a raid for anything they can try to do. Tanzania is, homosexuality in most of African countries is a taboo, including Uganda, and being a taboo in itself would tantamount to persecution, arrest, mob justice. And so this community will, of course, still live in fear unless the government comes in and makes another statement, maybe, and concretely say that the arrests will not be made. But for now, we are not sure whether those arrests will actually take place.
Thank you very much. Our East Africa correspondent, Isabel Nakirya, talking to us now from Dar es Salaam in